Hey Canucks fans, the Canucks have yet another skilled Swedish forward in their ranks after drafting with the 15th overall pick, Jonathan Lekkerimäki. I'm Canuck Clay. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, July the 7th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And don't forget to join me tonight at 10 p.m. where I'll further break down this pick as well as talk more about the first round of this year's NHL Draft. I'll save all that for tonight, analyzing the top 5 picks, analyzing Shane Wright going down, all the trades. We'll save that for the live stream. Right now, let's talk about the Canucks and their pick of Jonathan Lekkerimäki. Now, when the Canucks picked at 15, we saw a lot of defensemen going. We saw a lot of centers going. So we knew that there were a lot of wingers on the board. And a lot of the wingers came from Sweden. And it's almost appropriate that I was in Sweden just a week ago. And it has nothing to do with that. But basically, I was attuned to the fact that there were a lot of Swedish forwards that were on the board. And we know Patrik Allvin's, I guess, affinity for Swedish players, the Canucks' affinity for Swedish players. And he obviously knew a lot about this player. So let's talk about him. He's a right winger, and he's small. He's 5'11", 165 pounds, kind of like a Elias Pettersson type frame. That's kind of what it reminded me of when he was walking across the stage to meet the management of his new team. So 5'11", 165 pounds, shoots right. And on the Sportsnet broadcast, they said he's a pure goal scorer. Got really good hands, able to score from the slot, from range as well. Going to be lethal on the power play. And yeah, the highlights they showed, he looked really good. It looked like he had really, really good hands. Not unlike Nils Höglander. When we drafted him in the second round in 2019, there's a lot of talk about how good his hands were and how he had some of the best hands in the draft. Well, I haven't heard anyone say Lekkerimaki has the best hands in the draft, but they were certainly raving about how good his hands are. In the Swedish Elite League, I think he had 7 goals in about 26 games. And the one thing about him is that I wouldn't say they were questioning his compete level, but they had a graphic, they had a lineup there saying, does he work hard enough in the trenches? And they obviously think that he's going to have to bulk up and put some pounds on his wiry frame right now. Corey Pronman in The Athletic, he had him as a projected bubble or top, so bubble top and middle of the lineup player. So definitely a top 6 forward. And he calls his skating, puck skills, hockey sense, and his skating, puck skills, and hockey sense all NHL average. His compete below NHL average, but I think you can work on that. But his shot was high end. His player comparable was Jordan Eberle. And then this is what Pronman wrote about him. Lekkerimaki put up big numbers in Sweden's J20 league, showing significant goal-scoring ability in league and international play. Came up to the big club in the second half where he played a notable role in SHL games and scored at a high rate for a 17-year-old. Yes, he's only 17 years old. He scored for Sweden's U20 team at a November tournament and led the U18 Worlds in scoring. Wow, and then here's his analysis. Lekkerimaki is a skilled winger who has various offensive elements in his game, but the clear strength of his game is his shot. He's a goal-scoring threat from the face-off dots with a hard, accurate wrist shot and one-timer that projects to be a weapon in the NHL. Sounds a lot like Elias Pettersson. He has good speed, hands, and vision to generate clean entries and make plays, but those aspects don't pop like his shot. Like a lot of shooters, he leans too much on his best asset and plays too much on the perimeter, which isn't ideal for a player who lacks size. Lekkerimaki projects as a quality top 6 winger. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take a quality top 6 winger. Patrik Allvin said that there's no rush for a guy like Lekkerimaki, given that he's only 17 years old. So maybe we're looking at him making the team in about 2 or 3 years. Certainly not next season, and probably not the next season after. So maybe we're looking at least 3 years away for Lekkerimaki. And when I was reading this analysis, especially a goal-scoring threat from the face-off dots with a hard, accurate wrist shot and one-timer, that's a weapon, that reminds me a lot of Elias Pettersson. And in fact, Lekkerimaki wore number 40 because he looks up to, I don't want to say idolizes, but he looked up to Elias Pettersson as well. So I'm sure he is thrilled to be playing on the same team as one of his idols, so to speak. And yes, the Canucks' affinity for Swedish players certainly continues on. You look at the roster right now, obviously in Elias Pettersson, in Nils Höglander, in Oliver Ekman-Larsson on D, and then of course now you're adding Lekkerimaki. You also have Linus Karlsson, Nils Oman, and others that I'm sure I'm missing. But up on the big club right now, yes, you have Pettersson and you have Höglander as well. I've seen him ranked as high as 8 and 9 in some mock drafts. You know, Corey Pronman had it at number 11. So it sounds like the Canucks were pretty happy with the fact that he fell to them. And it's kind of reminds me of how the Canucks were happy that Quinn Hughes fell to them back in 2018 at number 7. I wouldn't, you know, there are a couple picks that kind of surprised me that went before number 15 that I'll talk about, you know, in my live stream tonight. But overall, the fact that the Canucks had a choice between guys like Lekkerimaki and others, I think is a good thing. Could the Canucks have traded down? Maybe, but why not risk it? If they already thought that they're happy that this player dropped to them, then I think it's a good thing overall. So once again, Lekkerimaki, yes, I'm looking at Sportsnet. They had him at number 9. So Corey Pronman had number 11. So at least 2 already had him much higher than he fell to the Canucks at number 15. All right, Canucks fans, tell me what you think in the chat below. So again, his assets, his strengths: good goal scorer, wrist shot, slap shot, one-timer, good offensive instincts, and you know, should be really good on the power play. Great hands. So we're looking at truly a gifted offensive player. It sounds like PD is probably, and remember, Pettersson's a few years older, but maybe doesn't have the work ethic or the defensive acumen as a PD. So I kind of, the way he's explained, I kind of think Nils Höglander more than Elias Pettersson, although he's kind of more built like Pettersson. With Höglander, he was fine. Höglander, a good rookie season, had a bit of a, you know, a bit of a setback or a step back in his sophomore season. But at least we know that the Canucks are very comfortable with Swedish wingers with good hands and good offensive ability. So I really like this pick. I admit, you guys know I don't know a lot about prospects, so I didn't know a lot about him going into the draft. But in the quick 5 minutes of research that I did before I pressed record and from what I saw on Sportsnet, I think this is a pretty good pick for the Vancouver Canucks, especially if they indeed had him ranked higher on their list than 15, the actual pick they got him in. So Canucks fans, let me know from what you know, from what you've seen. Let me know if you're happy with this pick, or is there another player that you would have liked the Canucks to pick at number 15 the way that the draft was shaping up. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what you have to say. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss, and Advanced State Experts Real Estate Group, and to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame members and franchise members as well. I appreciate all of you. Join me at 10 p.m. tonight where we might gift some more memberships. We have 32 members join us on Sunday, and maybe we'll add a few more tonight. Maybe we should add 15 members tonight in honor of the Canucks drafting 15, but we shall see. So subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a tip or super thanks if you'd like to, leave a comment if you'd like to. Tell me what you think about the Canucks pick of Jonathan Lekkerimäki. Finally, if you made it this far, 8 minutes in, another Swedish player, I think you should type in, or type whatever you want, but if you type in how sweet it is, Swede, SWEDE, then I know you made it to the end of this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. God bless, and go Canucks go.